So when did you last have a meeting with yourself? Now, I want you to think about your working week and what normally happens. Now, chances are that it might be chocker full of meetings, just back to back to back to back, with meetings, with calls, with conversations, and all of them are around projects, are around other people's priorities, are around, just stuff that you've got to talk about. Now, the problem is that somewhere in all of that, you need to find time to actually do the thing that you're having a meeting about, to actually do the actions or to process or to actually have some thinking time. And this is the stuff that not only moves everything forward, but actually always gets nudged to a time when things are a bit quieter. So you might find yourself getting into work really, really early just before everybody else gets there so that you can have some quiet time. Or you might find yourself keeping and pushing all your thinking time to weekends or things that you really need to focus on over at the evenings. Now, although that feels like it's the right thing to do, when you continue doing that on a long-term basis, it can start to really deplete your own personal energy resources, but also it can start to really chip away at things like your relationships and just your work-life balance. And that's not something that we want to do on a regular basis. Now, you might be listening to this thing saying, yeah, that's all very well and good, but what do I do about it? And this is where having a meeting with yourself actually really works, because what happens, it gives you some time to actually do the doing, or even just having some thinking time, which is really, really, really valuable. Because research tells us that our brain has a finite capacity for directed attention. When you start running it back to back to back to back with no recovery time, which is what we all tend to do nowadays, our decision making quietly deteriorates, and we often don't even notice that it's happening. It just becomes the norm. So your best thinking doesn't actually happen in the meetings, it happens in the spaces between them. It happens when you've got some quiet time. So here's where having a meeting with yourself actually really helps. Now, you might also be asking me, hang on a minute, Barbara, how? Have you seen my diary? There's absolutely no way that I can carve out some time to think other than have it, outside the working hours. So if that's the case, what I'd love you to do is get hold of your diary and just scroll forward, go forward in time until you do find a gap. And it might not be this week, it might not be next week, it might not even be this month, it might be next month. But I want you to find a gap where you've got a substantial amount of time and then carve that out. That becomes your time, it becomes a meeting with yourself, and you literally build a fortress around it, you protect it. You're not carving out this time and keeping it just in case somebody else needs it, because it's easy to do that. It's easy to give away your time. We are now protecting it because it's something that will actually really add value to you in the future. And once you've found that time and you've carved it out and you're going to protect it, you start to do it on a weekly basis and communicate to everybody who's around you that needs to know that this is your time to focus, this is your time to really think, and it just becomes your non-negotiable. So have a go, let me know what you think, and I'll see you soon.